Beep boop, beep boop. Beep boop, beep boop. Welcome back, everyone. This is a monthly update. It is Saturday, October 19th, and our last update was on September 21st.
Wow.
And the biggest update this past month is we've repivoted, trying to go back to local businesses, and it has been a mission. Let's see. So we were basically trying to do home services because we weren't having much luck getting in contact with e-commerce companies. And so the first week, we really just kind of explored like 10 different home services in terms of lead sourcing and calling. Then on week 2, we went down to 5 of those. And then week 3, we focused on 1, which was property managers. And then on week 4, we tried to sprinkle in some other ones, property managers and some other ones as well. So we're off trying to figure this out, but yeah.
Off at the races again. Luckily, we have kind of centered ourselves a little bit and are working on just property managers right now. So thankfully, lead sourcing has been a little bit more streamlined because of this. So is cold calling. This week, I think, was a record. We hit 8 booked sales meetings in 1 week, which was a lot. Unfortunately, since we had our last update, we lost 3 clients. Some of which weren't our fault, some of which might have been because of us. So that sucked. On the upside, though, we did close 2 clients. One is a new client and one was a returning client. So we were excited about that. And we had one of the longest droughts we've ever experienced. It was 69 days. And finally, when we got that other client, it ended the drought. And then the last thing is, again, we're thinking of pivoting and adding services, potentially doing websites and SEO, but that's to be determined. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. In terms of service delivery, though, I'm very, very proud of our team. We have a clean team. The systems are up and running. Everyone's competent. They're following the systems, the timing. So I really, really like that. We're having more meetings, but I think they're more efficient meetings and more meaningful meetings. Shout out to Chris and Paulo for their pillar meetings, which is basically where you kind of get better in everything. You kind of work with your team so that they grow in whatever they're doing.
Yes.
We did have brunch with one of our clients, which is pretty cool. Second client who has come to Vegas and has wanted to like meet up with us. So this week we went to get brunch with that person, and it's cool to like show a face since we don't really go out of the trenches. All right, consolidated team. So unfortunately, we had to part ways with 2 of our team members. One's one of our ads buyer, and another one's one of our cold callers. We did bring on an SEO person, and we do have a new editor. Shout out, Kyle.
Shout out. He's doing a great job.
And then, of course, every month we have a team meeting.
Yeah, so it's been interesting. In terms of growth, a few things have happened. So number 1, we launched a little project called the Ads Navigator. It's kind of a rebrand pivot to go alongside with our service delivery and like avatar pivot. So we did that and created a VSL for the first time on the recommendation from the boys. A VSL is a video sales letter. So we did our little film, our song and dance. I would say overall, it's been interesting, and maybe we'll talk about that a little more at the end. I think I want to come back to this, but we did speak with another agency recently. They are working with mainly property managers, and that was kind of insightful. Of course, we are working with Sherman still, and then please tell more about the bookkeeper situation.
So we have a bookkeeper, but it's been kind of hard because it's like busy season. So I also thought, why not just try to find another bookkeeper in the Philippines as well, just to kind of manage the books. So we'll see if we can find someone competent, and then the idea would be just every quarter have someone in the US just check the books after that. So the menial task for someone in the Philippines and such. Another cool thing that I like, we've been back for 4 weeks now. And I think we're getting better at the momentum back into work. So we're now consistently getting 8 hours of deep work every day, which is quite impressive actually to me, because I remember when we started this journey, it was like, 4 hours or 6 hours, it sucks.
That was me.
Okay, so time allocation and schedule. So and every week we actually also look at kind of how we allocate our time. So it's not just 8 random hours. Like we have like 3 hours for this and 2 hours for that, and it's planned, and we try to follow that as much as possible. So it's really getting dialed in terms of to the 15-minute mark. Like we'll have something like a 15-minute mark for like reading, or like 30 minutes for calling, or whatever it is. And also the order in which we do it is optimized as well, because we figured some things naturally flow to the next one and some don't.
Yeah. All right. So we also did something a little different in terms of personal. We took a day trip to LA to see some of my family, which was very nice. And we just freaking dashed in, dashed out. But it was kind of good, I think, because, the balance basically of spending the night and the value that we got. Thought it would be better if we came back.
And we got sugarfish.
Ooh, true that.
I will say sugarfish is one of my top 2 sushi experiences for the price, but thinking about the all-you-can-eat that we have at Sushi Bon / Goemon here, I think it's a better value with all-you-can-eat.
It's hard to beat that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Shall we talk about learning of the month and reading before we get to our current thoughts and state of the business? Okay, and then learning. We're still learning. Every single week we have a different topic. This month it's really been focused on, figuring ourselves out a little bit more. We looked at CallRail, offline conversions, click fraud software, ChatGPT. That's when we were kind of like more ads focused, service-based focused. Now it's been more of we're learning about cold calling, we're learning about, who are we servicing in terms of how to run ads for interior design or pest control or, whatever, and generally Google Ads. So I thought it's been interesting, but I'm excited to jump into some more meaty things, hopefully, this next month.
Yeah, something I'm kind of excited about in the realm of reading, in the realm of learning is we've now added I usually read every morning for like 5 minutes. It's not a lot, but we've now been doing it this week pretty consistently for 30 minutes in bed at night.
Yeah, I love it.
I started reading a book that I really enjoy, and Chris and Paul have recommended this. But before that, I finally finished the 38 Letters from J.D. Rockefeller to his son. It was okay. I think it's not an easy read. It's literally letters to his son as he progressed through life. A lot of great lessons, but it's like you have to like kind of really read it to understand the lessons. And I think it could have been much shorter. But I will say, I picked up Never Enough by Andrew Wilkinson. It's from barista to billionaire. Basically a story of him, how he started with no money and made his way all the way up to being a billionaire. And I think basically the arc is like, money's not everything, and like you still need to find happiness. But he has some really cool stories in there. It starts off with him going to meet his lifelong idol, Charlie Munger. And the book starts with saying like, how they're about to make a deal. So I really enjoyed it, and I started listening to some podcasts with Andrew. Nice.
Do you think this beats out like your Alchemist, Dan Bilzerian, like Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Good question. All time, no. I think Alchemist is still like my number one.
Wow. Okay.
Together with followed by Atomic Habits and Rich Dad Poor Dad for different reasons. Entertainment wise, it's hard to beat Dan Bilzerian's Entertaining Life.
Sure, it's crazy.
But I think it's very resonant with where we are in our journey, because Andrew basically starts in a way with marketing agency as well. So I think because it's so resonant to where we are today, I'm really enjoying it. So, but if I really think contextually out of like by its own, I think nothing can really beat The Alchemist.
Yeah. So, okay. Well.
How about you? What have you been reading?
I'm reading a very casual, chill afternoon book. No, but really it feels like I'm reading, like if you were to take a history class in college about like Nazi Germany, like I feel like I'm basically reading the textbook. But it's very interesting because I'm learning a lot about like how they came to power. Is that supposed to be the mustache? Oh my gosh. And like it's like, I don't want to say it's an allegory to like building a business, but sometimes it sounds like it. It's like, you get your ass kicked by the establishment, and there's all these different like trials basically you need to go through to get to the point where, you're trying to become a power or whatever. I haven't gotten to the fall part, so that might also be very educational, but it's been interesting. So yeah.
All right. So shall we summarize our thoughts and feelings for this month?
Yeah, let's do it. If you want.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So, I will say this has been one of the more challenging falls I think I've ever had in terms of this business. Not because I don't think we're not doing the right things or not doing well. It's just the lack of certainty sometimes is like, I don't like it. So it is a little bit of a struggle. I do believe that we're going in the right direction though. So I have faith. I definitely think there's hope out there for us. It's just, the day to day, I think this is like the moment where like heroes are made, you know what I mean? Like we're in the agoge.
Right,
we're in the, what's the
trenches?
hyperbolic?
Time chamber.
Time chamber.
Nice.
So I have hope. It's just, gotta see it through, So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm similar in the same boat. At some level, surface level, I'm frustrated, but I think you have to trust the process. And if anything, I think we are working more than we've ever worked and smarter. And I think we're actually moving the needle.
Yeah.
And the only thing that we're waiting for are results.
Yes.
So I think the business is getting stronger, and it's just unfortunate that the results aren't there. But as Chris and Paul always say, like, there is a time lag or lead time, or whatever
it's like
it's
a
called.
lagging indicator.
So hope it has to all pay off. I hope one day. But shout out to Chris and Paulo, because like they're like our mentors.
Oh man.
And like they're our inspiration.
Huge
and so like
shout out.
they're keeping us going. So yeah. Anyway, next month we have 40-ish work days until the end of the year. I count like the middle of December, because I think people mostly leave. Mostly focus on sales and just stay home, routine, momentum, and all of that stuff.
Yeah. So hopefully it goes well. Don't forget. We do upload weekly, or at least try to. So don't forget to like,
subscribe,
and hit that bell notification. Peace.
Oh yeah, let's do that thing. Forgot about that. Were you trying to do that?
Yeah.
All right.